personally be willing to give up the occasional catcalling or harassment if it meant that you never ever got any attention whatsoever or special treatment?
I can't answer. This guy is so good. It's complicated. Guy is so good at asking questions that are double binds, right? Like, there's no way to answer, right? So obviously the girls want the attention, but they don't want the responsibility of, you know, having to turn men down, right? They just want only attractive men to approach them, and the unattractive men in their eyes to not approach them, but not to have to tell them that they're attractive or unattractive. They just want them to select themselves by themselves. That's where we're at right now. That's the double standard.
I mean, I want attention, but I don't want to be catcalled.
But here's the thing, isn't that kind of like saying I want to be a celebrity, but I don't want to have to ever deal with any paparazzi?
That's right, exactly. You can't get attention and validation and free stuff without there being some kind of negative downside to it, right? But of course, these girls want their cake and to eat it too, right? That's the point.
I mean, yeah, that's one way of looking at it.
Literally.
Treat women, but women are not taught how to treat men. Isn't
True.
it sad that men are taught how to treat women right and to be respectful to women, but women are taught what to expect from men?
Exactly. That's exactly right. They're taught what to expect. They're not taught to be respectful. They're not taught the things that they need to be taught in order to have a successful relationship with a man, such as fit, feminine, submissive, cooperative, and bedroom fun, loyal. They're not taught that. What they're taught is extract, take, mine, me. That's 2022 in a nutshell.
Let's not even mention the fact that men are not allowed to expect anything from women.
Literally.
Just needed to expound upon this video that I did the other day because it's sadly true.
Sadly true, exactly. And what's funny is that in the comments she'll probably get like roasted for this, right? But so it goes, right? Also, there's a correlation between the ages of girls that do this and the wall, right? So girls start to do this when they're 28 plus, right? They start to support men's rights, talk about how important it is to do what men need, etc., etc. But meanwhile, for those 10 years from 18 to 28, they're just sleeping with Chad and ignoring those men that they now need, right? Again, if you want to be successful as a woman, you need to do the things that men want from a young age and commit and get married and have children then. You can't be wasting your youth and fertility and then complaining when men later on who have reached their prime aren't interested in you. See, before in history, right, the trade-off was this. Men and women get married at 20 or whatever, 21, 22. And the woman would be unhappy because the guy would be, not established yet. And the man would be very happy because he got a girl in her prime. Then, as they get older and the girl declines and the guy goes into his prime, then the girl is happy and the guy is less happy. But again, he can always rationalize that he had the girl in her prime, he was her only partner, he had multiple children with her, etc. Right? So it's a trade-off that actually works. The modern world, there's no trade-off like this. The modern world is like this. It's girls sleep with Chad from 18 to 28. And then when they've had their fun, quote unquote, and are ready to settle down, then they want that good man that 2 generations ago they would have married when they were 20, right? So the men get nothing except for Chad, and the women get all the benefits that they used to get, right? And so it's no surprise the marriage rate now is 6 out of 1,000 because there's no benefit to men marrying at all anymore, right? And also then there's the added negative of divorce, right? Where the girl can get half your stuff, she can take your children, she gets full custody, she can turn the children against you, and she's the one that can file for divorce for any reason, including irreconcilable differences, which is just bullshit. Oh, I felt unsafe one time in 10 years, therefore I want to get a divorce, give me the kids, give me half the cash. It's just utterly ridiculous.
I'm not turned on by a female CEO.
Nope.
I'm turned on when a woman is vulnerable.
Agreed.
When a woman's soft. You know what makes men really excited about women? When they can take care of you.
Yes.
When they can love you and honor you and not compete with you.
Right.
Not have this sense that she's strong and independent, she don't need me.
Right.
Men want to feel like we're needed.
True. Totally true. Perfectly said. Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the content, hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe to any tier. Any level of support is appreciated. Let's continue.
You look good for 95, man.
That's because I don't run behind big asses and titties. That'll kill you. Y'all young men, y'all be screwing all these hoes out here. That's why y'all come up with arthritis and rheumatism. Your eyesight go bad. Your hair starts coming out. When you overfuck yourself, you bring arthritis on yourself. Every time you drop that seed in her,
Yeah.
your bone marrow and all that stuff from your head to your toe goes inside of her. And when you have intercourse with your girlfriend, who always fall asleep first? The man.
Yeah, I fall
And
asleep.
when you wake up, she done stole your wallet, stole your car keys. She gone about her business.
Yeah, I gotta get that shit back.
Well, you better kill her then. You have to eat right. Stay away from McDonald's and Burger King. Don't drink sodas.
No soda, no pussy, no McDonald's.
Yeah. The biggest, you can eat, but stay away from that pussy. If you ain't gonna marry that woman, don't stick your dick up in her. You don't know what disease she got.
No, stay
and
away
now
from that
all
pussy.
the women got coronavirus.
Yeah,
I
they
haven't
got that corona pussy.
Oh, hell yeah.
That corona pussy.
Don't stick your little 2-inch dick in every asshole that's out here.
95-year-old man, and he's so fit. That's kind of amazing. So some of it, what he said, some of it is true, and some of it is bullshit, obviously. But I think there is truth to the when you do the deed that you lose energy. I mean, that's kind of the point, right? Like animals, they don't reproduce when they don't have excess energy, right? So this is why you need to be fit and like build yourself up to be able to do such things, to have the energy to do such things. Now he's totally right about the illicit substances, the terrible food, of course, right? You are what you eat. So if you're constantly eating garbage, then you'll become garbage. That's of course, that's doubtless. I need to exercise regularly, and it's absolutely true. Like he's like, stay away from these older women. They have the C word. Well, I mean, yeah. Older people have a weaker immune system, so they're more likely to have that. Of course, you can't point to any individual and say that, but as a population, for sure. So that's also true. Again, like there are not many benefits to men dating women past the age of 35. In fact, I would say there's not much benefit to men dating women past the age of 28. Like if you first get her at 28, like it's too late. Like 18 to 23 is the optimal age. So every year past that is already like borrowed time, effectively.
Let me tell y'all some shit, bro. The motherfuckers that be having self-love, BLM, and all this other equality bullshit in their bios, bro, be the most toxic motherfuckers. If you...
Right. They say no judgment, be kind to one another, etc., etc. But they're the most judgy, the most toxic, the most rude, the most belligerent, the most aggressive, the most argumentative, and the most likely to try to cancel you and destroy your life. It's true. And it's funny because they also usually show aposemitism. So aposemitism is the idea that, like butterflies, for example, or frogs, the ones that are like bright colored, they're the poisonous ones and you have to stay away, right? So the same, like if they dye their hair those like shocking colors, like that's the message. The message is you need to stay away. It's dangerous, right? Like ridiculous, but it's true.
ever see somebody that are just obsessed with crystals and
right.
zodiac signs and all
True.
that other shit, bro, I swear to God, those be the most toxic people I've ever
True.
met in my fucking life, bro. I swear to God, I don't make this shit up, bro. These people have this weird obsession with positive vibes only. Oh, if you say anything negative, then you gotta get blocked and all this shit. Those
Right.
be the weirdest motherfuckers, bro, because they be so disconnected with life. They
Exactly.
don't understand that life.
That's right. So disconnected from reality that they have no idea what it is they're even doing wrong. It's true. But again, who usually is like that? Usually it's entitled, attractive women, right? They can get away with not understanding reality at all because of their attractiveness and the amount of men that they have coming into their life and the halo effect and people trying to help them. They're just insulated from reality. They live in like this La La Land fairy tale, basically. And it just works because they're just lucky.
Life doesn't run like that, bro. People need to understand not everything is positive only vibes. That is delusion, bro. Like that stuff that you see in cartoons. In real life, bro,
Exactly.
You need balance. You need balance, bro. I don't understand why people act like positivity is the only thing that matters, bro. You need negativity, bro. You need...
Well, that's right. Not only do you need negativity, but judgment and etc. And the reason you need those is because, like, you need to know what's right and what's wrong. Like, people need to be told. You can't just act and do whatever it is you want and then expect to get good results out of life. No, it's absolutely true. All right. Let's read this article here by Rollo Tomasi. Again, the author of The Rational Male, Godfather. Again, required reading for all men. So this is Women and Regret. Paradox on the SoSuave forum had an interesting question after reading War Brides. I've seen it mentioned here in passing, but I'd like to know how women handle regret. How do they handle decisions that may affect their destiny? Moments like seeing someone on a train, bus, coffee shop, grocery store, but not saying hello when the moment comes. Meeting someone great at a party, but not exchanging numbers. Not calling back a guy. I've seen low IL change to high IL, but do women generally waver in their interest level all the time? The funny thing about regret is it's better to regret something you've done than to regret something you haven't done. Any observational answer I could offer here is going to have adjusted to account for women's inherent solipsism. Everything is about her and everything confirmed for assessment as the default. As such, you have to bear in mind that regret for women usually begins from a point of how a missed opportunity could have better benefited themselves. The root of this is grounded in women's constant inborn psychological quest for security. Hypergamy, by necessity, makes for solipsistic women in order to best preserve the survival integrity of the species. That's exactly right. That's not to say that women can't sublimate that impulse as necessity dictates, but just as men must sublimate the bedroom fun imperative, women begin at a point of tempering the insecurity that results from hypergamy. Guilt and regret. Using hypergamy as a woman's point of origin, this affects how women process regret. At this point, I should note that guilt and regret are not cut from the same vine. You can feel guilty about something you did or didn't do, as well as feel regret for something you did or didn't do, but the two are not synonymous. I want to avoid the confusion here from the outset because guilt is associated with a lingering negativity, while regret comes from different motivations. If you did something you feel guilty about, you probably regret it, but you can regret something you have no feelings of guilt about. After you finish reading this post, check out misconnection section on your area's Craigslist. Read the differences in tone, vernacular, and purpose of both men and women lamenting a missed chance at something they hope might develop. There's no guilt involved in this wishful thinking, only a regret for not having taken an action. Alright, so there you go. Cool. Back to the compilation here.
Need to balance the two out. That's why do you think there's this thing where it's too much of anything is a bad thing, bro?
Right.
But yet nobody talks about it. Everybody just wants positivity and act like that's the only thing that matters, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro, watch out.
Well, here's the thing. The brain, right, is wired to get used to the same thing over and over, right? Like any feeling, any emotion, whatever. So actually, if you're happy all the time, it means that your life is bland. It means that you'll feel nothing. And for women, this is even more extreme, right? It's even more extreme for them. So the idea is, if they're not cycling, if they're not going up and down, then they get bored. And if they get bored, well, it's over.
For people like this.
Point of view, you're laying on my lap and ask what my sign is. It's over. Disaster. Okay, man isn't really hard to please. And then here's what this girl says. Feed him, kiss him, wear dresses. And here's the wolf's response. I don't even know what that means.
You simply feed him, fuck him, and then shut the fuck up. And you got every man eating out of your hands.
Literally. Accurate. Okay. Okay, alright. Too spicy. Okay, I don't I don't understand. Okay, next. Gangsters and drug dealers, toxic guys. Oh, this girl's telling on herself, and which guys she's choosing, I see. Well-mannered, respectful men with goals.
Hey, to be honest.
Literally, and you see she has a face tattoo. Like, guys, if she has a face tattoo, like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, run.
Bro, she didn't even miss. I see no lie told in that TikTok. Because the craziest part is that most of modern day women actually think like her.
Have you heard of hybristophilia? So the idea is that, you know, felons and criminals and stuff, they're more likely to have children, and they're more likely to have children from multiple partners. That's a real statistic. Disaster. So yeah, it's true there.
But I'm gonna give y'all the psychology behind that. You see, with women, you cannot give a woman too much stability. You cannot give her everything she wants. You can't do that. You has to be an emotional roller coaster with a woman. When you give a woman everything that she wants, she tends to kind of walk all over you and take advantage of you.
That's right. So again, life is about you. It's not about her. So you're doing as you want, not as she wants, basically. It comes down to being a leader, right? So again, if you're just succumbing to every whim, to everything that the person wants, like, you're gonna have a bad time. Like, you're doing as you want, as your goals are. What are your dreams? What are your hopes? What are your ambitions? That's the goal of your life, not you know, being a butler, being a taxi cab driver, being a waiter, being an emotional tampon, etc. Obviously.
But when you give women a little bit of toxicity, you know, uncertainty, that's when she starts to act the best. That's when she's most submissive, you know, starts to, you know, treat you a certain way and whatnot. Because stability equals certainty. Not saying all women are like this, but hey, I'm going by the vast majority. And
That's right. Exactly right. So, it's the vast majority. And it's also about emotional cycling, as I said. So, our brain, it gets used to the same emotion over and over, so it has to be up and down, as opposed to, you know, flat, comfortable, safe, secure, constant, etc.
Vast majority shows that y'all woman will take a toxic king over a nice guy.
Literally. Exactly.
Yo, dude, my bank account is garbage. Haven't you been, like, working every day, though? Yeah, but dude, having a girl gets expensive. Explain. Well, you know, I gotta pay the bills, pay for the food, you know, stuff like that. Why don't you ask her to pay for some stuff? No, dude, what are you, crazy?
Oh my god, ridiculous. Well, and they say like I'm a boss babe, I'm a strong independent woman, I don't need no man, I just want a man, right? But meanwhile, in the same breath, they'll go and say stuff like, you're letting me pay a bill? Oh, I mean, there's something wrong with you. It's what is that?
No. She's gonna leave if I do that.
Okay.
Interesting. I don't know what you're trying to do, but I don't like it.
Disaster.
Why do you feel like you have to pay for everything? I'm not sure. What'd you get for your birthday last year? Coochie, some balloons, and a gift card. What'd she get for her birthday? A Louis Vuitton bag, a vacation, and a expensive dinner.
There you go. Like, what more needs to be said? Oh, man. I mean, this describes 2022 very well, actually. Like, it kind of does go like this. If you're an, it starts with an S and ends with a P. All right, let's do the fake Tinder profile. So again, these are, you can just Google these, but there's a lot to be learned even from the fake ones. So this is Emmo's 19. She works at Subway, so she's pretty good at. She's an expert at 6 inches, and she makes some damn good sandwiches. So what is she implying? So she's implying she's, you know, she's advertising for Chad, and then gonna make a sandwich after. You can't make this shit up. Like, from the age of 18 to 23, what are we doing? And then past that, I've had my fun, I'm ready to settle down. You see, like, it's ridiculous. All right, let's continue.
See anything wrong with that? There's a lot of things wrong with that. What about Valentine's Day? I got a coffee mug. Think about that. This information has transformed me.
Okay, let's skip this advertisement crap. One sec. Embedded ads.
It seems as though Kelly's ex is about to get $200,000 in his divorce settlement
Hilarious.
per month. She's also ordered to pay child support as well, about $45K a month. But do you want to know what the kicker is about the child support? He don't even got custody of the kids. And do you know why spousal support and child support are even a thing? Because of you feminists. The weapon that y'all thought you could use to screw men over in divorce is now screwing y'all.
I mean, that's not true, right? Statistically speaking, it's not true. Like, sure, Kelly Clarkson or whatever, Nicki Minaj, if they divorce, then yes, it would affect them. But like, the incidence of this happening is like, 1 out of 100,000, right? Versus 99999 out of 100,000 happening to men. So, like, no. The divorce laws need to be seriously reformed, obviously. This is just, an outlier, right?
First Adele, now Kelly Clarkson. So while y'all are crying and complaining that this man is getting money that he doesn't deserve, just remember, you fought for it and it's your fault.
Hilarious. Okay, next.
Child fights his way to live with his dad, part 1.
This is what, when the kid...
Parker, honey, now's not the time. You need to come in and we can talk about this, okay? The kids told me that you want to live with him.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll talk about it inside.
I don't want to get out.
Do what now?
I don't want to get out.
I'm sorry?
I don't want to get out.
I'm sorry. You're a child and you don't get to make all the decisions.
So again, like let's explain the situation here. So she has 2 children, right? She has a new husband, right? Because again, like 2022, what's happening? These girls are getting married. They're disrespecting their husband, calling him toxic, filing for divorce for irreconcilable differences, is splitting families apart instead of staying with the husband. And then these broken families happen, right? Like ex-wife tries to turn the children against the husband, and in very rare instances, the kids realize that the husband isn't the problem; it's actually the wife. Because again, who is getting rewards for divorce? Is it the men or is it the women? Right? Like, who gets cash and prizes? So again, this tends to lend itself to women exploiting it more than men, right? So anyway, this is happening right now in front of your eyes.
But you need to get out now, and it's time to come home. Okay?
What's the camera for?
Oh, don't worry about it. You need to come on.
And then you see the guy asks, "What's the camera for?" and she says, "Don't worry about it." You see? So what's the point, right? The point is, who's ruling the relationship? Is it the girl or is it the guy? So guys, we're not out here marrying single mothers. We're not out here getting into these ridiculous situations. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see how the guy is treated? He's not first priority. He's not second priority. He's not third priority. He's the bottom priority. But you still have to pay for the house. You have to pay for the food. You have to take care of the children that aren't your own, etc. We're not out here getting into these situations. All right. Here is relationship advice. This is how we're going to end the episode. So, here we go. I, 20 female, cheated on my boyfriend, 20 male, of 1 year, and I don't know how to tell him. I mean, what more needs to be said? I already know I'm a shitty partner in person. Oh, look, she used the word partner. She didn't use the word girlfriend. She used the word partner. People aren't partners. Girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband. Friends with benefits. Use accurate language. So it happened 2 nights ago. I was walking home with my lab partner, 21 male, and I'll call him Ryan, as we live in the same direction. I live in a sketch area on campus. So he walks me home after the labs at 8 p.m. Literally. Like, what more needs to be said? She's letting random dudes walk her home. Like, already. Like, that's... We met at the beginning of his semester, and I've been getting along fine, nothing super close. We were friendly to each other. He knows I have a BF, and that I love him. Okay, and that's why you let him into your house, into your bed. Anyways, back to 2 nights ago, we were walking home. We were having small talk like usual, and Ryan started asking if I was ever worried that my BF was cheating or talking with other girls. Jonathan and I are in a long-distance relationship, so we don't see each other too often. Guys, we're not out here in long-distance relationships. If you're not sleeping together, you're nothing. That's the rule. Okay. Of course, I said that my BF hasn't given me a reason to think he would be unfaithful. Ryan then asked if I would ever cheat on my BF, and I told him I wouldn't, not in a million years. This is all said in a very joking manner, so when he asked if I was kidding, I replied that I wasn't, but maybe I wasn't serious enough, as he still thought I was joking. He suddenly stopped walking, so I turned to ask what was up, when he leaned in and tried to kiss me. I turned my head so he hit my cheek. I asked what he was doing, and he backed away a bit. He asked if I was sure I wouldn't cheat on my BF, as I was sure I had needs, before grabbing my wrist and leaning again to kiss me. I tried to pull away, but he's a lot stronger than me and just held me in place. Ryan ended up kissing me for a bit, and when we stopped, I was really shocked, so we just continued to walk with him until we got to my place, where we parted ways. He later texted me asking about our lab work, and I sent him photos of my copy before going to bed. I woke up the next morning and realized what I'd done and almost threw up. I felt really grossed out with myself because I cheated on Jonathan, and he's my dream guy. So who are the guys that these girls are, you know, letting them walk home? The guy who might violate her boundaries, the guy that is dangerous, the guy that... You see what I'm saying, guys? Like, she says that she was forced, but again, the problem could have been prevented, right? Like, it's just, again, I know that on university campuses there are, like, you can call people to walk you home at night. That's a thing. You don't have to have some random guy who you're not sure about who might violate your boundaries. But here's what's more likely. She finds this guy attractive, super attractive, and she's trying to keep him as an option, and she's flirting with him, obviously. So when he gets the hint that she's interested, it's like, I'm walking her home every night, you know, like, she's clearly interested in me, she's flirting with me constantly, etc. And he goes in for it. Then she says she felt forced. Well, no, if you're tricking the guy and using him and leading him on, he might get that impression. You see? It's ridiculous. All right, we're going to end the video there. So again, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, hit the sub, hit all for notifications. And if you would like to support me further, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe to any tier. Any level of support is appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, guys, especially if you took the time out of your busy day to listen to the end of the video. I do appreciate it, and I will see you next time.